A great look there at two fantastic Vikings rookies that we have high hopes for. We'd also like to send a shout out to our good friends over at the Vikings Media Relations Department for allowing us access to the players this fall. Jeffrey, it's been great going down to Mankato, having a look at the team up close, really being able to diagnose. The hopes are high for the Purple.
Yeah, and Jeff Anderson and the staff of the PR department over at the Vikings have been great to us, and we'd like to thank them formally on the show for the work with us that they've done. And they're always real gracious and work well with us. So
yeah, exactly. And if you've tuned into this show for the first 4 years, you know, not only do we break down all of the fantasy matchups and break down all of the players and have in-depth analysis on that type of a front, but of course, with the show being right here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, we love to feature our favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings, and that's what we dedicate one segment of each and every show to. We've got a great team here. Our squad has really begun to turn around under Coach Brad Childress over the past couple of seasons. We've seen a squad that was a little bit downtrodden when he came in after the Mike Tice regime left, really start to put some pieces in place. Adrian Peterson, number 28, I believe he's in for a fantastic year. I think he's probably going to be an MVP candidate from wire to wire. We need to feed the beast. And definitely, we got to be excited. AP in the house.
Yeah, and he looks great down in training camp right now. A lot of people talking about him looking like he's in midseason form. We were also very privileged to go to River Falls to see the scrimmage between the Chiefs and the Vikings. And Adrian took a pass out of the flat and just made two defenders from the Chiefs look like they were in junior high.
Right.
It was amazing. His stiff arm is strong as can be, and his steps are quicker than we've seen or that I can remember last year. And he just looks phenomenal. And honestly, I think that he's the #1 pick in fantasy football.
Yeah, and the thing that I love about him the most is all of that, all these physical tools and amazing attributes on the field, but the guy is a great guy. I mean, I had a chance to talk to him one-on-one about that exact play that you're talking about that he made out in River Falls. He juked a guy and, you know, scored a touchdown on that play, and he was very humble about it. You know, he's essentially just saying, I'm out there making plays. So you love to see when the cornerstone of your franchise is not this egomaniac guy who you're worried is going to be out, you know, running people over with his car in downtown Minneapolis, a la Randy Moss, or you know, making ludicrous statements or getting busted with weed like some of our other former players have done. AP is there mentally, he's there physically, he is the cornerstone of this franchise, and big things are coming this season.
Yeah, we're really excited about the way that our team looks right now. Of course, it is the preseason, so it can be a little bit ugly. I know that in the first preseason game, the Seattle Seahawks were able to move the ball on our first-team defense. Well, it's a unit with a couple of new players, and so they're going to gel. But having Jared Allen on the edge like that, next to both Big Pat and Kevin Williams, I think is going to cause a lot of havoc for opposing offensive lines to have to deal with. And in turn, that should really work well for our secondary to find a little bit more ease and not having to cover the wide receivers for so long while the quarterback stands there and just picks us apart.
Yeah, exactly. We've got this fantastic running game. Our defense is going to be among the best in the league. So really, Vikings fans are going to be looking for an improvement from Tavares Jackson entering his second full year as a starter. We've had a chance to view him in practices and watch him throw all the different throws he's going to be required to pass in this offense. Jeff, give the people at home your take on T-Jack, his development, how's he looking, and what is the offense going to look like under his leadership?
Well, I'll tell you that there's definite improvement in this kid, and I think he looks great for a third-year pro who's being asked to pilot this team. The thing that I like about the Vikings is that we're built to win without having to rely on the shoulders of our quarterback.
Correct.
We've got a great defense that can turn a game for us. The running game will turn a game for us. And with the additions that we made in the passing game, I really feel like he's going to do a nice job feeling comfortable in the pocket. He looks like he's more in command of the offense as a whole. His huddle presence looks like it's that of a leader, which I really like to see. There's still a few things that are yet to come. You know, he's still working on the long ball. Is still yet to be there on a real high consistent level, as well as some of the passes to the sidelines. But I'll tell you that our receivers are really going out there and laying themselves out to get the ball. Sidney Rice looks great, the way he's using his body to position himself in a manner that gives him a chance to get at the football, and then his hands are real sticky this year, which I'm really happy to see. So I think Tavares is looking really good. The progression's still just a little bit slower than what you want, but again, he's in his third year, and he's doing what a lot of guys aren't able to do. And let's not forget either that he made the jump from NCAA Division II.
Right.
And so to make that jump is hard enough to do it this early in his career.
Right.
He's really looking good.
I mean, you look at his winning percentage over the course of last season, and although he struggled at times and had some moments where he looked great and other moments where he just looked abysmal, his winning percentage was much better than you'd think. I mean, I think he won 7 or 8 games last season. So T-Jack is going to take a step forward. Jeff mentioned Sidney Rice looking really good. I think Bernard Berrien is in for a nice season. We picked him up in the offseason from Chicago. He is fast as a mofo down there in practice. He's running all over the field. He catches the ball away from his body with his hands.
And he catches the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not a Troy Williamson clone.
Right. And Troy Williamson, our offense got him open.
Right.
A lot of times last year.
That Denver play was...
And now I'll tell you that our offense is going to get Bernard Berrien open like that. Now Bernard will catch it where Troy wasn't able to. And we wish him the best of luck in Jacksonville, as long as he doesn't do it against us.
Yeah, exactly. But the story of the offseason for Vikings fans, without a doubt, was the addition of a fantastic pass rusher, a pass rusher that we desperately needed if we want to make that Super Bowl push. Jared Allen, defensive end, number 69, coming over from the Kansas City Chiefs. Jeff, our defensive line with Jared Allen and the Williams guys inside is completely loaded, and our D has the makings of a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, they really look great. I'm really excited to see what our linebacking core can do. I'm a big believer in E.J. Henderson's ability to become the best and most productive linebacker in the division, and that's really saying something because the Packers have a good one and so do the Lions, and I think that the Bears might have a guy named Urlacher.
Didn't he retire?
I think he had some neck surgery, so I think a step back's due for him, but I'm really excited about what our linebackers can do, and although Ray Edwards has had to spend some time on the PUP list to begin the year, he's going to be our left end, and I'm really excited about what he brings to the table too. A little bit less high profile, but still very effective.
In our secondary, got a boost, in my opinion. We lost Dwight Smith in the offseason, a guy that had a lot of
kicked him to the curb.
Yeah, a lot of problems off the field, a kind of a Fred Smoot type attitude going on. And this team is all about exercising those demons, getting away from players that have that me-first attitude. We added Madu Williams, who comes over from the Bengals, but Madu has already suffered an injury,
Unfortunately,
Jeff. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to miss the first 4 or 5 games probably. But we've got a young rookie that many experts, Mike Mayock, if you tune into NFL Network, had a chance to visit with us. We had a chance to visit with him down at training camp. He looked at the safety position in this last year's draft, and he thought Terrell Johnson was the top safety over Kenny Phillips from Miami, who was taken in the first round. Tell the people what you think about our starting safety in Week 1.
Well, Darren Sharper, he's going to be great. Our free safety, Terrell Johnson, when he starts at strong, he'll be free because Darren's our strong. I always get that confused. I just think Darren looks so much like a free safety.
Sure.
So tall and ball hawking. But at any rate, Terrell Johnson in the starting lineup now. The thing that I was most impressed by him was he's very sound tackler. And he doesn't let guys get past him. And I think he really prides himself in making that open field tackle and ensuring that a 12-yard gain doesn't turn into a 25 or 40-yard gain and a touchdown. So that's probably the most important thing. And then he's got a real strong brain for coverages. And I get the feeling like, aside from regular rookie mistakes, he's going to more often than not be in the right place at the right time for our secondary.
Yeah, so if you love the Vikings, you've tuned into the right show. We break down all the fantasy news. You can check out all the fantasy tip and all the fantasy information on our website at testosteronesports.com. We encourage you to do that right now. After the show is over tonight, we will be doing the Fat Chat. Hop on there, talk about the Vikings, give us your take on best sleepers or questions you have for the upcoming season that is the NFL. Why? Because we know everybody loves the NFL, baby.
That's right, man. It's here. It's all of a sudden now crept up on us, and training camps are happening, and position battles are taking place, and there's guys we've never heard of out running the ball as hard as they possibly can to earn a roster slot. Well, that's why we watch this preseason and what's going on, and that's why we're here right now, so that we can share with everybody out there what's happening in the NFL. as far as like who could be the next great player to come out of nowhere.
Right, exactly. So you've tuned into the right show, whether you are a fan of the NFL or whether you're a fan of the purple. Right now we're going to cut to another set of clips. We want to let you see a chance that I had to visit with the Vikings defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier, about this defense that we have been discussing here. He's very excited with the players that he has up front and just really expecting big things. So you're going to see a clip here from Leslie Frazier and also the aforementioned Mike Mayock taking a few minutes out for Testosterone Sports. We'll be back right after this.
Yep.
Well, I'm very pleased to be joined right now by the man of the hour, the defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier. Thanks for taking a minute to talk with us. Coach, you've got to be just ecstatic about the defense and how they're looking, and the bar is set kind of high, but they're going to deliver, right?
Yeah, I'm excited about the guys that we have. I mean, having Jared Allen, a great addition to our defense, along with Madu Williams, I mean, guys that'll really help us. Ellis Williams also. So we're excited. We're excited.
Yeah, it's great. On the defensive side of the ball, the Vikings definitely bring the prowess, bring a lot of power. Tell us a little bit about the cover 2 scheme and what you guys are going to be trying to accomplish in that scheme this season.
Turnovers. We want that to be our mantra, you know. Last year we led the league in turnovers with interceptions and touchdown fumbles to, have 8 touchdowns during the season. So we want to surpass that. We'd like to be able to get some turnovers and help our football team win, and that's the goal in that cover 2 scheme. Get some pressure on the quarterback and get the football turned over.
Of course, we've got major respect and appreciation for the Williams wall inside, both Pat and Kevin. Talk a little bit about those guys and how those guys are gelling with Jared Allen.
Well, Pat and Kevin are terrific. All our fans know that. They're Pro Bowl guys, and now you add another Pro Bowl in Jared Allen. It just it makes our front a formidable front, and we're counting on Ray Edwards to be another great piece to the puzzle, and we're expecting to have a good year out of our defensive line.
Yeah, and Ray back on the field today in practice. How's he feeling? How's he looking out there?
Well, it was his first day back, as you mentioned, and he looked like he was in better shape than you would expect, with the time off, and he's a guy that's well conditioned, and we're going to need him this year, and he did better than we expected him to do.
Well, tomorrow night you got a scrimmage against the Chiefs. I want to wish you a lot of luck this season and tomorrow night as well.
Right.
Coach Leslie Frazier. Jesse, pleased to be here with very esteemed football mind Mike Mayock. Mike, you're in town checking out the Vikings. You do the preseason games for the Purple. Give us your overall impressions of the team 2007. Expectations are high.
Hey, I'm wearing the gear, aren't I? I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not wearing the gear unless the expectations are high now. But in all honesty, I think if you look at the NFC and you look at what the Giants did a year ago, and I look around at this team and say if they get good play, if they get elevated play at the quarterback position, why not the Vikings? I mean, their defense is solid. They've got some playmakers on the edge now that they didn't have a year ago, and they've got maybe the best football player in the NFL in Adrian Peterson. So if they stay healthy and they get better play at the quarterback position, why not the Vikings?
Let's talk a little about that quarterback position. All eyes are on number 7, Tavares Jackson. He's entering his 3rd season, 2nd season as a starter. A lot of pressure on this young guy. How do you think he's going to be able to respond to that pressure?
I think you got to keep it in perspective. And a year ago, Eli Manning was on the hot seat.
Right.
Everybody around the league is going, is the light ever going to come on? And he was going into his 4th year as a starter.
True.
And the light didn't even come on really until the second half of his 4th year. And all of a sudden he's wearing a Super Bowl ring and everybody's saying, we knew he was great all along. Now Tavares is going into his 3rd year. And I thought he made quantum leaps last year from year 1 to 2, and he needs to do it again. And I think his work ethic is there. And I think they brought in Farad as an insurance policy. But Tavares Jackson's the guy that needs to make some plays and step his game up, and I think he's doing all the things to get there. But I think sometimes we all have to be a little patient with young quarterbacks, and that's hard when the rest of the team's so good.
Yeah, exactly. We had a chance earlier today to talk to John David Booty, and of course, in any NFL city, the most popular guy on the team is the backup quarterback or the young quarterback that's showing promise. What do you know about John David Booty's game, and should fans even allow this to be a part of their mentality? If Jackson struggles, is Booty an option? Talk a little bit about JDB.
Yeah, I saw just about every game he played at USC on tape. I did the Senior Bowl, so I watched him every day in practice. So I've seen an awful lot of J.D. Booty. And what he is, he's a really smart kid. He understands how to make the right reads. He knows when and where to get rid of the football, which I think is the #1 criteria to play in the National Football League. His arm strength is pretty good. It's not great. It's not Tavares Jackson.
Yep.
But his arm strength's good enough to win in the league. But again, he's a rookie. And
Right.
as smart as he is a rookie. And I really think what you're going to see this year is Tavares Jackson. He was 8-4 as a starter last year. And I think if things start to fall apart a little bit at the quarterback position, I think you're going to see Gus Frerotte. And I really believe that J.D. Booty is a year or two down the road from competing for a starting job.
Well, Mike, we just want to thank you a lot for stopping by and talking with us. It's truly an honor to talk to such a great NFL mind. And good luck this season, man. We're watching you on NFL Network all the time.
We're going to have a great time. Thanks for having me.
Number 28, Adrian Peterson, is the man for the Minnesota Vikings, and if you've got him on your fantasy squad, he's the man for your fantasy squad too. Both the Vikings and your fantasy team will certainly explode if the Vikes only feed the beast. Now, you've seen these Feed the Beast t-shirts on our show. You can buy one on our website. Go online, testosteronesports.com, pick up your Feed the Beast t-shirt because Adrian Peterson is the man and this t-shirt is the bomb. Given to you, the fantasy junkies, much love through testosteronesports.com. Pick up your Feed the Beast t-shirt today.